Howdy, I'm Olivia.
And I'm Julia.
This is Hives and Lows. We're two long-distance buds who explore the highs and lows of film and TV every Monday. Welcome! What did we do this week?
I think we should start off on the thing that we both did this weekend.
Yeah, we both saw Mickey 17 this weekend, which we've been talking about since like this time last year, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, because it was CinemaCon was like one of our first things that we covered. And it was like the teaser or whatever came out at that time, remember?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh.
I loved it.
I loved it too. I know people are not gonna like it, but I don't care.
No, but that's always how it's been with Bong Joon-ho, especially English-speaking Bong Joon-ho
Yes.
things, because there are people who hate Snowpiercer, and I'm like Snowpiercer #1 fan, so it's like, so I'm like, I know people are not gonna like this, but like,
Who cares? It's not
who
for you.
cares? It's also because I kind of have been busy. It's the first movie that I watched as part of my Mark Ruffalo challenge. Yeah, it's the first one because
Oh
I've
god.
kind of been busy, so I haven't been watching a lot of movies. I also saw Companion.
Oh, how was
Yeah,
that?
it was good. It was pretty good. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. There wasn't like a whole lot
Yeah.
to it.
I gotta get started on my Joseph Quinn watches.
Yes, I know. I'm like, I think I'm gonna have to watch like a Mark Ruffalo movie a week at this point. I feel late, but it's like March. Like,
Yeah, no.
I'm like not late. And we also came up with this like 3 or 4 episodes ago, so we can't be late. Like,
No, we're
what did you think of the movie?
Oh, I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I'm a dark comedy fan, and I
Yeah.
think that's what Bong Joon-ho does best. I had a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
fun. I think everyone in the cast knocked it out of the park. Like, I
Absolute.
knew Robert Pattinson was gonna be good. I like
Mark Ruffalo and Toni Collette.
well, like, we knew
Steven
those,
Yeun,
and
everybody.
and then
Naomi Aki was, oh my gosh, I love her
mhm.
so much, and I have for a very long time, but now I'm like, people are hopping on the train, and I'm like, welcome, welcome.
She was so good. She's,
Yes.
like, kind of the heart of the film for me, I think,
Yes.
and I
I
think that
love
what makes
her.
it kind of wrap together.
Yes, I love her so much. Um, yeah, Toni Collette is always insane, and I love her for it.
Oh my god, I love her.
She's never serious except for that one time because Hereditary. But but she's a deeply unserious person otherwise, and I
Mhm.
appreciate it. Um, she's probably done other serious things. I just haven't seen them, but
Yeah, I think the only other serious thing I've seen her in is this really bad psychological thriller with was it Eddie Redmayne?
ooh, love him.
I think it was Eddie Redmayne and Tom Sturridge, and they play
Mm.
teenage boys and, like, kill people. I don't know. But that's
Oh,
the only other serious role I've seen of hers besides Hereditary. So,
yeah, I do love her.
I love her too.
And then I also love Mark Ruffalo. We already talked about this. We don't need to go over it again. Um, I love Steven Yeun.
I love Steven.
Yes, I love him so much. He, the range on this man, like, but
Yeah.
also I, Glenn was my favorite character in The Walking Dead. So, every time I see him, it brings up some stuff.
Yeah. I did see a review where someone was like, "There wasn't enough Stephen Yeun," and I was like, "I can see that."
He was great. Yeah, people were saying there's a debate on Twitter right now. It's like, would you rather have Mickey 17 or Mickey 18? And I'm like, guys, both is the answer, first of all. But second of all, not the point of the movie.
That's that's
But
that's that's the complete
actually,
opposite of what the movie is trying to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, it is fun, but some people are like having full on arguments on Twitter, and I'm like, the real correct answer is both.
Mm-hmm.
The second correct answer is, I'm a 17 girly.
Me too.
I prefer the
Robert
17, but
Pattinson and that weird ass voice.
oh my gosh, I love whenever he does silly voices.
It's my
I love
favorite. No, I forgot. I don't know if you saw this interview or heard about it, but he said he pulled a lot from Steve Buscemi in Fargo, and just throughout watching the movie, I was like, "Yep, I
it.
see it."
Yeah, yes. I also love that Bong Joon-ho is just like, and I'm gonna put a weird little creature in all of my movies.
I'm waiting on that stuffed animal, Bon Joon-ho.
Yes. I literally went on Etsy and I was like, did anybody do this yet? Did anybody do it
Yeah,
yet?
there's a video of the cast and crew having the stuffed animals, and I went on the website because I was like, maybe it's on the website. No,
Somebody on Etsy will do it for sure.
yeah,
And they'll do a little crochet one probably. I need that.
cute.
I actually need
Mm-hmm.
that. You have news?
Okay, everyone, just to preface this, I'm a huge Oswald the Lucky Rabbit fan. I have been since I was a kid. Thank you, Epic Mickey, even though I don't like you as a game. Um, but he he's been underutilized for a long time once he got back under the Disney copyright. But it was recently announced that Jon Favreau is doing a live action slash animated Oswald series for Disney Plus, which is a little interesting, but I don't care.
Well, you know what? I usually trust Jon Favreau. The problem is if it ever gets a sequel or whatever, it's going to be the best thing you've ever seen, the first one, and then he's going to separate himself from the project because he always does this. He's going to separate himself from the project. It's going to go down the drain. He always does that, where he's like, "I'm not going to be involved in the next one," and then it's the worst thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, and I think what did what's his freaking name? I should know. He's my alum. Bob Iger, what did he get on this man for him to do an Oswald series? He was like, "We need to do something with this rabbit."
Well, Jon Favreau always does fun stuff. I mean, he directed Elf.
That's true. I'm not a
Yeah,
huge
he
Elf
does fun
fan,
stuff
so
all the
maybe
time. Yeah. So I think it makes sense.
no, it
It's
does.
it's just funny that he's always like, I'm doing one thing and then I'm out.
Yeah. I think if it goes in the direction of Who Framed Roger Rabbit and Looney Tunes back in action, I'm fine with that. I think that's the
Yeah.
only direction you can kind of go in with live action slash animated. And some of the live action slash animated films I haven't been a huge fan of. I know that there was like a Chip and Dale movie that was like really bad for Disney. I hope they don't go in that direction. But
Oh
I
my
think it could
God.
be
Yeah.
interesting.
That brought back memories.
What,
Yeah,
the Chip and Dale one?
the
Or
Chip and Dale one. Yeah. Because I love Chip and Dale. Like every
oh,
time I go to every time that sounded crazy because of the yeah okay but, um,
she means
the
the
characters
the Chip
Chip and Dale. I like, every time I go to Disney I always am excited to see
they're
them walking around.
so
Also, I
cute.
saw Oswald at Disney, but he left because I was like, I had to pee so bad. I was like, oh, we'll catch him whenever.
I
And then I came out, he was gone.
I have never that's never happened to me, and it's so sad. I like
He's always at
I
the entrance. He's always right at the entrance. That's where his place is.
well, yeah, but his like character, I've never been there when he's there, and it's sad to me. So
Yeah, because his thing is right at the entrance. His statue is right at the entrance. So he's usually there, right
yeah,
next
he's
to
never
the.
he knows that I'm coming. He's like, I
He's
can't
like,
meet this
I
person.
can't be seen. It's like I tried to meet Captain America so bad. Like Steve, Captain America, I bet Sam, but I tried to meet Steve, Captain America so bad. It was like he was running from me. Like literally, like literally he walked, he ran by. Well, what I was talking about, I was like, the only person I didn't get to meet was Steve. And then my dad goes, then he's right there. My dad jokes all the time though. So we were like, oh, haha. And then he was like, no, seriously. We turn around. He's going to the back room, like booking it. And then I was like, oh, I missed my chance. And then he walks by again a second time when I'm not looking.
Of course,
That's
it's
what
the
Oswald
characters
is
we
doing with
want.
you. That is what Oswald is doing with you. What else happened? Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us
Trailer.
trailer.
Yeah. Looks good. I'm real worried. Where are Lev and Yara?
I don't think they're in.
No, they have to be. They have to be.
I don't think. Here's the thing that's really.
They are like it's such an integral part of Abby's story. I'm like, what else are we gonna do? What else is gonna happen?
That's the thing is that like there was a casting announcement, and I was like, oh, maybe this is when Lev gets casted. No. I forget what the
It's
announcement was
stressing
for.
me out because I do love them a lot, and my dad will be so. Lev is my dad's favorite character in both games. Like either like he wasn't even in the first game, and my dad is like Lev is my favorite. So I'm like, what? He's not gonna be happy, and also I'm not gonna be happy. I love Lev,
Me too. I love Lev.
and also I feel like it's important. Like, is it not important? I don't know what else you could put in that place. I don't know. I mean, like, that was like the only redeeming thing for a lot of people whenever it came to Abby. So I'm like, are y'all trying to kill Caitlin Deaver? Like, what's
Oh no.
that? But yeah, and then Tommy has a son.
Yeah.
Yes, with Maria. His name is Benjamin. That's what what's his name who plays Tommy said. That his
Oh.
name is Benjamin. I watched the panel, the South by Southwest panel, and he
Right.
said that. There were stalkers in the trailer. Tommy meets a bloater in the trailer. That's nuts. We're gonna see a lot of Tommy, which I'm happy with.
Yeah,
I would
I
like
love
to see
Tommy.
more of Tommy in Seattle doing little solo stuff. That'd be cool.
Mhm.
Um, the museum flashback was in the trailer, and I'm like, don't even. I'm gonna be bawling. Like, it also
Mhm.
looks like instead of Dina and Ellie in the beginning, it's gonna be Joel and Ellie, or I mean Joel and Dina, and Tommy and Ellie. When something happens, when that happens, it looks like they're splitting them up differently, which is interesting. Lots of Dina and Ellie. We love to see it.
Mhm.
We saw a couple. We saw Jesse with the big old gun.
Mhm.
That was crazy. I love Jesse, so I'm so happy that he's in this.
Yes.
I love Jesse, and I don't want them to do him dirty like they did in the game.
That's true.
So abrupt as well. I was like, okay. Also, not seeing a lot of Abby's crew.
Yeah, I was a little. You know what? I think they're a little scared of the fans.
I
Maybe
think
that.
they are too, but I think they're doing what they did for the game trailer where they're like, no, guys, it's going to be like the first season. Remember the first season when it was just Joel and Ellie? I think that's what they're trying to do. But people were so mad about that trailer, like the game trailer, because they just straight up lied.
Yeah.
They didn't lie this time. It's just like we're seeing a whole lot of people that I don't think are gonna be in it a lot. And I'm like, okay, I guess I can see. Maybe that's why we're not seeing Yara.
Yeah. And also, since they're doing 2 seasons based on the second game, or 3.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because from this trailer, I'm like, are they splitting it exactly how they were in the game? Because that is not going to go over well. There will be people who won't even watch season 3 if that's the case.
Yeah, they want to keep their audience probably.
I know. That's why I'm worried because I'm like, if you split it like you do it in the game, there are people who stopped playing once it got to a certain switcheroo. So, and not me, couldn't be me. I spent $70.
No, no, no.
um, but also I wasn't mad about it. It was fun. When the switch happens, that gameplay, people are gonna kill me for this. That gameplay way more fun than the previous gameplay from the first half of the game. So
You know what? You're speaking truth. If I had played the game.
the gameplay is more fun when it
Yeah.
switches up. And the story, more interesting.
I know, I agree with that. As a person who only watched the walkthroughs, I do think the second part of Last of Us Part 2 is very interesting.
I have played the game upwards of like 200 times, probably. That game. The first one, it doesn't give me enough freedom as the second one does. Like, I can do a lot more. But anyway, we should get to the meat of this episode. Because it is my birthday, is a little
Happy
birthday
birthday.
gift to me. Also, happy birthday, Bucky Barnes. But is a birthday gift to me, which is a Pretty Little Liars episode of the podcast. We're not going to go over Pretty Little Liars or anything like that, but we are going to play a game like we did with H2O. But it's did A actually do this in Pretty Little Liars? A little background here. Pretty Little Liars is the most absurd television show. It's up there right next to Glee in absurdity. I don't recommend Glee to people. I do recommend Pretty Little Liars to people. It's so dumb. It's the dumbest show you'll ever watch, but you're hooked. There is a actual like good mystery going on, and you're just hooked, even though it's the most ridiculous, problematic thing that you could ever view in your entire life. I mean, every adult man in that town is dating a teenager, and I'm like, what is in the water? like what? And the show ran from like 11 to 2017. I was there every single episode. I read the books. I was a
Oh.
big fan of this show. And the main villain is A. A is a few people in the
Yeah.
show. They follow the books semi closely the first couple of seasons because A is the same reveal and everything. But they do go off the rails later. But I just recommend that people watch it. Me saying what I'm about to say doesn't even cover half of the things that are about to happen. It will not ruin it for you if you watch this and you're like, what is happening in that show? And it convinces you to watch it. That I've done my job. I've done my job. Okay, but I think we should just from the show on the side there. But anyway, let's do it. So the first one. So did A actually do this? You can answer follow-up question. You can ask me follow-up questions because I am going to give you the vaguest, most like bare bones thing. You can ask me follow-up questions, and fortunately, I'm a pretty good BSer. So I think
Yeah, I think it's a similar case where since you know everything about Pretty Little Liars, you can like try to fib.
absolutely. And then if it's just something that straight up will give you the answer, I will not answer it. But
That's fine.
Amy tries to throw Jenna in a wood chipper after realizing she witnessed who they are while Jenna was faking being blind.
Wait, no. No, Mona didn't fake bleed. Wait, are there two blind people? Or is Mona
No, but I'm not
completely
going to tell
different?
you what it is. But no, there are not two blind people.
Okay.
Absurd.
Um
You can ask me anything else.
I do know someone did fake being blind. That's the one thing I know about someone in this show. A wood chipper, that does sound pretty crazy to kill
There's
someone.
crazy stuff that happens in this show.
Okay, I'm gonna go with true
Okay.
because this seems legit.
Okay. Locking it in.
Yeah.
It was false.
Boo! The writers didn't have anything.
Something kind of similar happens, but so A does try to drown Jenna, but it's not for this reason. It's different reasoning, and I also just threw in Jenna faking being blind because that is something that happened in the show, and I thought that that might be something you would know. So I was like, let me throw that in there to make it seem more real. But that is false. Nobody tries to throw Jenna in a wood chipper. They
Missed
do try to
opportunity.
drown her, though, at a
Okay.
party or something, if I'm remembering correctly. I think it was the
And
second day.
and what is the reason for her drowning?
Don't remember. And honestly, there could have been nothing. I'm not kidding. This show, sometimes A does things and we don't figure out it's A until somebody on Twitter asks the creator. Because they never follow up. This show has so many polls. Tumblr was going nuts. Like, okay. Being on Tumblr and on Twitter during the time of the show, time of my life. Okay, next. A gives A gives the girls hard/traumatizing tasks through threatening dolls that look like them. And you can ask me anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk through this so I can make sure. I do know that everyone loves a Dollhouse episode.
This is not this. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay.
I didn't add that because that is the most well known part of the show. So I didn't add anything about the dollhouse.
Oh, fuck. Come on,
Sorry.
Olivia. I do know that the covers of the books have dolls on them, so it would make sense that they took from that. I'm trying to think.
A gives the girls hard/traumatizing tasks through threatening dolls that look like them. So the dolls are speaking to them.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
You can ask me if you want to ask me what some of the tasks are.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what are some of the tasks?
Okay. I think I only know two. So Spencer's task was save Toby.
Oh, is that her boyfriend?
Yes. And Toby, and she somehow inferred that that meant break up with Toby. Uh, and Hannah's was something about her dad's wedding. Maybe it was like interrupted or something.
Okay.
I do not remember the other girls' ones. And then there was a Allison doll, but Allison wasn't
There.
in the show. Yeah.
Ari's was like, you need to actually I was gonna say you need to break up with your
No,
old
no, no,
boyfriend,
no.
but no.
A needed them to stay together because that's leverage. A would literally be like, I will tell your parents about you dating your teacher. And I'm like, good, A, do it.
Do it. um, I am gonna say true
Okay.
because this seems like something they would do for like a Halloween special or something.
Okay. Locking it in.
Yeah.
It was true. That's the Allison doll in the picture there. She's dead underground and she's like, I forgot what she says, but she talks and she like does this. And yeah, she's got blood in her head and stuff. But I really don't remember what the other ones were. Um they I mean, Emily's had to have been the worst. They put my girl Emily through so much, and I'm like, why? It's A, homophobic.
I was literally about to say she's the lesbian character, right?
She is, and I'm like, what? Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Emily and Spencer and I mean, Arya got off easy. The
Oh
rest
no, she did.
were in the trenches, man. So yeah, you got one right.
Yay.
Also, I don't think this was a Halloween special. This is
Okay.
something that average.
This is just normal for
I'm not
Pretty
kidding.
Little.
This is just an average thing that happens on this show. There is doll stuff that happens in a Halloween episode. I don't think this is it though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Also, dolls are a theme in the show.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of like, I know that they have dolls on the cover. I know that they're the Dollhouse episode. So I was like, I know that dolls are somehow involved.
Yeah, in a big way. Okay. Did I actually do this? A, unprovoked, drove a car through Emily's house, almost killing her mother. We never get a follow-up or explanation.
So from
I'm
what
sure I I can't eat if this is fake, then there's no way for me to tell you why. And if this is real, there's no way for me to tell you why. Like if
no,
for both things, I literally cannot give you any other
no,
background.
that's okay. I'm just going to talk it out. So here's the thing. It is either 100% true or the reason that it's false is because it's a different character. That's what I think. So I'm trying to remember. I know Emily. No, she's the gay one. The one I'm thinking of is Spencer.
One, I can tell you that the most physical stuff happened to Spencer, but Emily had like a lot of like
Traumatic stuff.
before she came out, it was a lot of like, I'll tell everyone you're gay. But after that, it was a lot of like about her like swim team stuff.
Oh, is that where the dramatic?
And then, no, it's not actually.
That's really funny you say that because that reminds me of a plot line in Teen Wolf. So makes a lot of
And then,
sense.
yeah, Arya just got a lot of threats. And then, Hannah also had a lot of physical stuff.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to say it's false, but not that it's false because it didn't happen in the show. I think it just happened to a different character.
Okay, locking it in.
Mm-hmm.
This was true. That is the picture of the aftermath. I don't know why this happened. We get no explanation. And also, this is one of those times where somebody had to ask on Twitter, the creator, did A do this? We don't even know if A did it. And then she was like, yeah. So we know that A did it from Twitter.
I
We
think
know that A did this. And then this, you know what this was? This was a reason for Emily to go live in the De Laurentiis house, Allison's parents' house. This was a
so.
reason
This is
for
how
that.
they can get together.
Well, Allison wasn't back yet, I don't think.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they were looking for clues and stuff. Yeah, the car almost like hits her mom, and like it's a whole thing. And I'm like, okay, so we just don't get a follow up. They just don't live in that house anymore. Okay.
I also think writers should be banned off Twitter for answering questions that are important to their
Exactly.
episode.
Like, why did I not know from the episode A? I assumed A did it because we always get those in the first half of the show. I wish they did this in later episodes, but they used to do these fun things at the end of every episode. They would have A with gloves on doing something. And it's either
Okay.
something that had to do with the last episode or it's something that had to do with this episode, like what happened. And with this one, they had A always was like a smartass and would be like, got her like a home improvement like gift card sort of thing. So everybody assumed A did it, but there was no background. Usually A is like, and I did this, and nope, that didn't happen. So it was weird. It was just for the writers to get Emily in the De Laurentiis house so that Emily could find clues. That was what it was.
Interesting show.
Yeah. Okay, next. Did I do this? A shaved Spencer's head in retaliation for leaving the A team. She wears a wig for the remainder of the season.
I feel like I remember someone having a shaved head. I feel like, or am I like putting this with something else?
That would be answering the questions.
No, I know. I'm just talking it out with myself.
When I was doing research, sort of research, I wasn't really researching. I was just trying to find. I was like, the A team. I forgot.
What
So
is the A team? Are you allowed to answer
I
that?
am allowed to answer that. That actually might be helpful for you. So the A team. So once the first A is revealed, after that, they were like, "What do we do?" Because we can't have like a super like quick reveal after that. So they needed to. So they bunched all their red herrings up from the last season, and they made them into an A team where they don't know who lead A is. They're just doing tasks for lead A. And Spencer does undercover stuff and says that she's like double. So she's like, she's one of the liars. She's one of the main girls. So
Yeah.
she pretends that she's on the A team fully because Toby's on the A team. So yeah.
What?
So then Spencer leaves the A team because of it's because Toby can't be on the A team anymore, and she can't, and she's worried that A is going to be like, oh, she's not really in this. So she leaves the A team, and A figures out what was happening. So that's
So this girl gets with a guy that
Toby was not on the A team because of A reasons.
Oh, okay.
Toby was the real double agent.
Oh, he was being a double agent for Spencer.
Spencer did not know that he was being a double agent and joined the A team because she was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm also thinking the same thing, Spencer. What the hell is going on in this show? You know what? I am gonna go with the same thing I did for the last one, which probably isn't gonna help me. I don't think it's Spencer's head that gets shaved. I think it's someone else.
Okay.
And that makes this is false.
It is false. Kind of the reason that you said, but also not really. So in the Dollhouse episode, the infamous Dollhouse episode, Arya wakes. I think it's Dollhouse. No, it's not. Just kidding. So much happens in the show. Oh, it might be in the Dollhouse episode. Arya gets her hair cut twice, I think, and it's somebody else doing it. She wakes up and her hair is like shorter. I think it's a couple times that happens to her. Or I'm just like mixing two things up, but nobody gets their head shaved. But I threw in she wears a wig for the remainder of the season because I thought it was funny that they didn't want to like commit to it. So next episode she would be like, and I'm in a wig, because they would do that.
That makes sense.
She's like, and I'm just gonna wear a wig from now on, and her hair never changes. Okay. Did A actually do this? The liars believe they trick A into revealing themselves when actually it was an elaborate ruse and a flash mob all dressed as A surrounds the girls. Yeah.
I hope this is real.
There are other shows where this happens.
Like
where something like this happens, where there's like a surprise flash mob. Remember when flash mobs were popular?
Yeah. And it's around this time, so that's why it's kind of tricking me.
I know, but Glee also.
Well, but for Glee, it kind of makes sense.
No. It was very specific. People who have watched Glee, they will know what I am talking about.
The Muppet episode?
They were in a mall, and that's when the Muppet episode. No, that's when the Switch episode happens.
Yeah.
Where Jenna. No, what's her name? Her name is Jenna in real life. Tina hits her head, and they all like switch. Anyway, we're not talking about it.
You know what? I'm going to say it's true because I want it to be.
Okay. It is true. This happens. It's the dumbest thing and the cringiest thing I've ever watched in my lifetime. They don't dance, so it's not that kind of flash mob, but they do surround the girls in a really like cringy, weird way. Like, I'm not kidding. I remember watching this episode back in the day and being like, ew, what did I just watch? It's so weird. And I don't know what the decision making was, and who are these people that A hired?
They're just actors. They want to get paid for what they did.
I would find one of them and be like, what did they look like? You know, these girls, they were not doing this real sleuthing.
Yeah.
But yes, that happened. I do have a screenshot there of it happening. See, it's just a lot of dark hooded figures surrounding the girls in a park.
Okay.
It's strange. I love it. Okay, next thing. A filled up Arya's mom's car with maggots as a threat on her and her family's lives. This is a very A-coded thing to happen.
Yeah. And I know Ari has a mom.
Were involved. The parents do get involved like post season 2 because they know about A now. They know that A happened because the first A gets arrested. So they know that A is a thing. So everything past season 2, the parents are heavily involved. So this is
Okay.
100% a thing that could happen.
So, for context, I think I saw the first 2 episodes of the show, and Ari's dad was cheating on her mom or something like that. So I know
Yeah.
there's secrets there.
Yeah, I don't remember if this is before or after The Secret came out.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that that's how the parents probably, like you said, they got involved because
Oh,
A
I
was
just
arrested.
they got
But
involved because the first A got fired. What? Uh, um, the first day got arrested.
arrested.
So, and therefore, the
You know
parents have
what?
to know. They're all like 16. So the parents have to know what's going on.
So I think it's false.
Okay.
And here's why. Again, I'm going with this analogy because, like you said, this is a very A thing to do. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's maggots. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's something else that, like, they're like, don't be a blank, whatever, like don't be a snake, and then it's a snake or something like that. Like something similar to like puns.
Okay. This was fake, and you were right on the money. It's bees. I'm not kidding. People who have never seen the show before, I show them this clip because we get bee POV. The camera is bees.
Like the bee movie?
Yes, the camera is bees, and we get like the camera swooping at Arya's mom like it's bees.
That's insane.
The best thing I've ever watched. I love it so much. It's so funny. You're on a roll.
Yes.
Okay. A manipulates / gaslights Spencer into believing that she killed Allison by leaving false clues and evidence. You can ask me things because this is a big old story. So,
Okay. But the thing is that I'm like, what false clues and evidence? Wait.
um, I
No, never mind.
I can answer some of that. There's what does Spencer play? What's a sport?
Lacrosse?
Similar field hockey.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a field hockey stick is in the house. Is in Spencer's house, like in a hidden spot and stuff. Spencer, yeah, she like finds it or something, and she starts to get worried that she did it.
Okay. So the one A that I do know about is the final A, if I'm correct. And
This is
that's
earlier.
this is earlier, so it's not Spencer's twin, British twin.
No, it's not hello, sister. No, it's not her.
Hey,
This
thank you for
is
telling me
second
that.
A. This is second A, pre-reveal post 18.
This timeline's insane.
Oh yeah.
I think I watched a video once where it was all the cast trying to figure out the timeline, and I think
You can't. You cannot. The night where Allison goes missing is the craziest night. She had the craziest night ever. And she was also 20 places all at once. But yeah, so what are we thinking here?
Oh, I'm thinking False.
Okay. This is true. This is a real life thing that happened in this show. That is a flashback, a manufactured flashback from Spencer's mind. Context here, Spencer had a lot of like mental issues going on, and then she was also she got addicted to like pills. So she was in and out, and Allison drugged all the girls that night. So she's extra high, not mentally doing well, and walking around, you know? So she didn't remember a lot about that night. And her parents, who were lawyers, were like, uh-oh, I think perhaps Spencer did something to Allison. So they started like hiding stuff and things. And that might have been, yeah, they like think Spencer did it. And so this is a flashback that she has of her hitting Allison with a shovel. But it's not what happens. But that is what that picture is. But yeah, it is a crazy storyline. Troyan, who plays Spencer, is the best actress by a mile on this show. When the A-Team storyline, which is around this time, oh my gosh, she's acting her butt off. I was like, what? Like, when I rewatch the show like once a year, and every time I get to this, I'm always like, Troyan, you genius.
See, that's why they gave her the British sister, because they knew she could do it.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you about Tippy the bird before we continue. Tippy the bird is a bird that Allison's grandmother had, and Allison would call in numbers so frequently that the bird recognized the like dial, like the tone, and would sing it. Now, this is stupid, right? But it's even stupider because Spencer acquires this bird. I don't remember why. Spencer acquires this bird and figures out the number from the tone of Tippy. Tippy sang the phone number, and Spencer's a smart one, so Spencer figured it out. Um, they they do this a lot in the show where they introduce an animal or a person and then we never see them again because they were only there for that reason. And that is what Tippy the bird was. Tippy the bird gets stolen by A, and we never see Tippy again. There's also a dog that digs up a body in a later season, and the dog goes away and we don't get an explanation as to where it goes. Allison adopts the dog and it never is seen again. Listen, I know that sounds like this is a terrible show. It's the best thing.
No. Sometimes you just gotta like.
You have to lean into it. If you want something so absurd and stupid, you have to lean into it. And so this is just one of those absurd moments of like, and we're gonna make Spencer a drug addict out of nowhere. Okay. A chips the girls' partners to keep tabs on them and threaten the girls by knowing their partner's whereabouts. So A would be like, I know Paige is here to Emily, or it would be like, hey, you better keep your wits about you or I'm killing Ezra. You know that.
Maybe she should have killed Ezra.
And she should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Since you said the whole thing about the A-Team and stuff like that, I think this is true. Because that makes sense that they would ship who the partners like, or like put a tracker on them or something.
Right.
And there's this suspenseful scene where they realize the chip is on them or something like that. I don't know. Like,
Okay, right? Are we locking it in?
yeah, I'm locking it in.
This is false. A chips the girls in the dollhouse.
Okay, that makes sense.
By the way, I think I forget when I say the words out loud, like the stuff that happens to them in the dollhouse. I'm like, you would think this is the most serious true crime show of your life. I'm not kidding. Like it is a scary scene. They wake up and they're naked on like what are those things that you put like the dead bodies on in a morgue, like the They
Like
are
the
naked, covered with just a sheet on those, and they don't know what happened to them. They don't know what happened. And you don't find out until like a season later that they were chipped. Yeah. So they don't know what happened. Yeah. And A recreated their rooms fully in the dollhouse because they were in the dollhouse for months. Which is also insane. It would make them play games where it was like, who's gonna get zapped tonight? Pick one of the girls. Yeah. Yeah.
look.
And it would be like, they'd have all their pictures up and you had to press a button and whoever you pressed would get zapped or you'd get zapped. Yeah. And so it was stuff like that. And I'm like, this is a teen show. Like, what am I watching?
Look,
There was
I know.
also a
Wow.
season later, like Arya has like an art expedition where she's like in she has like a thing where she's putting all these like pictures up, these photographs up. A replaces all the pictures of her sleeping in the dollhouse. It's the craziest. Like they were putting like A was putting them through it in the dollhouse. A made because Spencer was so afraid that she does stuff while she's like high and stuff. A made it seem would knock Spencer out and wake her up with blood on her to make it seem like she killed one of the other girls or hurt one of the other girls. Yeah.
What did these girls do to this person to make them?
Nothing.
Like, I know teenagers suck, but not
Explanations
this
for all
much.
the A's. You hear the explanations for all the A's. And the first day, I'm like, okay, she's nuts. I mean, they're all nuts, but I'm like, okay, sure. This second A, I'm like, what? What was happening? Like, it's crazy. The dollhouse stuff, like the stuff you hear about after, is like insane. And I'm like, what? Why would leave them for days without food and water as a punishment? They wouldn't be able to see each other most of the time. Like they were separated a lot of the times in their like fake recreated rooms.
So, like, were they kidnapped?
Yes, they were all going to jail. And the jail, like the truck that was transporting them to jail, A got them out of that and took them to the dollhouse.
Okay.
Months. They were there for months. Yes, that's insane. And also A you realize later that they all like apologize for like zapping each other during that game. And they're like, I get zapped. A was doing mind games with them. None of them got zapped. Crazy.
Olivia, I think I'm gonna watch this show now. I think
We have to watch it together.
okay.
It's the most insane show.
Okay.
We have to watch it together
Yeah.
because it is crazy. Okay. Next up, because I forgot we're still doing this. Dollhouse tangent. Okay. Also, by the way, Dollhouse is the highest rated episodes, and they are genuinely good television.
Oh yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard they're great.
Yeah. Okay. A snuck into Hannah's dental appointment, knocked her out with, and hid a note in Hannah's tooth. Sorry, I just said that so abrupt. But okay, yeah, that happens.
That's true.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that happens. That is the note. That tiny little thing on the tweezer there is the note. This is second A, so the craziest A. This is second A. Knocks her out and she's like, my mouth hurts. And she's like, my tooth really hurts. And Spencer gets tweezers out and they get a note out of her tooth. And the note says like, dead girls can't smile or something. This is when I talk to my mom about Pretty Little Liars, this is my favorite thing that A has ever done. I literally say it all the time. I'm always like, remember when out of nowhere, I'll be like, remember when A hid a note in Hannah's tooth? It's my favorite thing that A has ever done. That's TV. Like, that's TV.
This is cinema.
This is cinema. Okay, I think last one. Last one. A stole Emily's donated eggs, fertilized them, and put them in Allison. This happened elsewhere as well. In another thing.
In another show, or
Yeah, I think so.
in like another Pretty Little Liars universe show?
No,
Oh. Okay.
no. Just in another show altogether, which just like, why is this storyline ever a thing in any show?
Okay. So, the funny thing about me and Pretty Little Liars, like I said, I've only seen the first 2 episodes of the original show. I have seen more episodes of The Perfectionists and Original Sin than I have of the original.
Yes, but I am saying A did it, is the difference.
Okay.
Because
Okay,
I know that about you. So
What?
that's why because I know that about you. So that's why I said I'm saying A did it. It is really
Okay.
a question of, did A do this? Because they were together.
No,
Emily.
they were together and they have children or something from what I remember of The
It
Perfectionists.
happens. They have kids. It's just, who did they do it? Did A do it?
I don't think A did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, A did it.
What?
There's them twins.
Wait. So, motherfucker.
Yes. So Emily was selling her eggs. She was donating them. So she wasn't selling them; she was donating them. But Allison and her then husband were trying to get pregnant. She was having complications. They were going to do that, and then this is last day, so this is Spencer's twin, was in love with Ren, who is longtime person on the show, absolute disgusting creep man, who was with Melissa, Spencer's in the first season of the show. Spencer's sister Melissa was engaged to Ren.
Yeah, I remember. Okay. Yeah.
Ren goes back to London and meets British twin at some point in time, and they fall in love. Teenage girl. They fall in love. And Ren ends up dying, but they do have his sperm for some reason. I don't remember the circumstances. And fertilizes Emily's egg with Ren and puts that all up in Allison. So Allison has Ren and Emily's children. Yeah, crazy show.
I love that you're like, I know that you know this. I'm saying A did this. And I was like, oh, okay, that's a little too crazy for A. Like, with the tooth thing, like that's a little too extreme.
Also, this is later in the season, which means it's the third A. And third A, I would say, didn't do as much crazy stuff as second A. This is a far jump from what third A did.
Yeah.
From all the other stuff that third A was doing.
So,
second A, this is definitely a second A thing. But
okay.
Yeah, third A did do this. This is insane.
So, wait, how many A's are there?
3 main ones. There's first A. I forget what they call second A, but it's something. And then Uber A is the third A. Yeah, I don't know if you want me to tell you who the A's are. I think you know.
I only know one of them, and it's British Spencer.
I think you know the first one.
Do I?
I'm pretty sure. I think that's the most commonly known A. That's the one that everybody's like, oh, right, that character is A. Whenever I show them the show, they're like, oh, that's A. You don't know?
I probably while I'm watching the show, I might figure it out, but
No,
nothing's existing in my brain.
Probably not. I think they were just going. I don't think they planned anything out. I think they were just going with the flow week to week. I don't think
Uh,
they planned a single thing out. This A is the book A. The first A is the book A, but I don't know if they were planning
oh,
on doing it.
Allison's twin, right?
No, that's the second A in the books. First A is a different person.
Oh my
Allison does
god.
not have a twin in the show.
Oh, they gave
They
it
gave that
to
to Spencer.
Spencer instead. Okay.
They gave it to Spencer. We knew that the twin thing was going to happen. We just didn't know when it was going to happen or to who. People thought it was Arya for a long time because the Arya is A theory is the strongest A theory. And I'm saying this and people hate that theory and that's fine. I wasn't like, yeah, Arya's A theory at the time, but like it makes sense.
Well, like you said, Arya gets off like
She gets
really
off
easily.
so easy. And it's literally like insane the jump in like, I'm going to make Spencer think she killed her friend. I'm gonna hit Hannah with a car. That happens. I'm I'm gonna what did she do? Oh, she gives Emily an ulcer. Uh, yeah, they put like steroids in Emily's like icy hot, and it gives her an ulcer. I think is what happens. Yeah, yeah. A's insane. And I'm also like, can you imagine how good? I mean, the show's already good, but for a different reason. But how good this show could have been if like Freeform didn't acquire it. Like, imagine if like HBO got it first. Imagine it like, oh my gosh, could have been everything.
Maybe this is why Original Sin got canceled because they didn't do crazy shit like this.
No, they didn't. They got serial killers, but I'm like, that's so. A was forcing Hannah to eat an entire box of cupcakes, even though she had an eating disorder previously, in front of a bunch of guys that she thought were cute, and Aiden forced her to eat them. Forced her to eat them all in front of her, and they all had pigs on them. A was doing that. A was not doing that in Original Sin. A was not doing fun stuff in Original Sin. I think that's what was missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, it's not fun that she was doing that to Hannah, but like, like it's stupid, like, silly, like A was like petty. And I think
No,
that's what we
exactly.
were missing is that A isn't petty in original or wasn't petty in Original Sin. I needed petty A.
Mm-hmm.
And then when A would get mad, that's when A would ramp up. Like the first A wasn't just hitting Hannah with her car, like no, like at first they also did the cupcake thing. Like it's that sort of thing
It's like
where
builds
it's
up.
like it's a punishment. It's like you girls better stay in line or I do crazier stuff. But so that was the game. You got half right. Yeah. Maybe I'm stupid and I miscounted, so they
No,
can
no.
you got half right. So that's awesome. We should do
Yay.
this with Glee another time. And we should definitely do like special episodes where I watch Pretty Little Liars with you or something. Well, if you played along, then tell us what your score is in the comments or over on our socials. Or if you love Pretty Little Liars like me, then tell me about it. I love to talk about Pretty Little Liars. And links to alternative listening and watching platforms will be in the description. We will catch you back here next Monday, but until then, take care of yourselves. We've been Hives and Loves. Yay, let me stop this.